Today is a day that somebody didn't wake up. Somebody lost a battle. And someone somewhere is stuck in a horror movie filled with questions repeatedly being tossed at them, trying to figure out what did they miss? What did they not understand? Could they have changed something? Could they have done something different? I'm one person. I'm one person who's been in that horror movie since May 30th, 2021. Stuck with questions being hurled at them of what did I miss? How did I not know? What could I have done different? And every now and then, I'll put out a message. And in those messages, I will say things that come straight from my heart, things that I'm feeling emotionally straight from my heart. And people will respond. And they will say things that I'm not quite sure how to take. Because whether you know it or not, I am not one seeking or looking to be in the spotlight. I have dedicated my life to helping others. Literally giving all that I have to help others. And when someone comes and say to me, "You saved my life," those are words I struggle with, to think that I did something. And all I know how to do is listen. So, if you are somebody who just needs somebody to listen to them, who just needs somebody to hear them, you come to the right place. Because whether you can get it from me or you can get it from the Prevention Lifeline for Suicide, there's somebody in this chat who's just as good of a listener as I am, who has just as big of a heart as I do, who's willing to be there for you every step of the way. But we need you to take the step to let us know, to put one foot before the other and simply say, "I need help." Whether you cry it, scream it, laugh it out loud, dance it out, sign it, write it down, simply let us know. If you are a person who is thinking of harming yourself, please don't. Please contact the Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 and just tell them your story. They will listen. And if for some reason you still don't quite believe it, it just don't sit well with you, I will listen. You simply hit me up on one of these social media feeds. Hell, put it on the video. Simply, "What up, Luke G? Want to talk?" Or, "Luke G, we need to talk." And I'm going to make myself available. I have canceled shows to make myself available to those who have sought my help. I will do the same for you. I am not a hero. And how I saved someone's life has been a challenge for me. It's been challenging for me. But to know that all it took was listening, it's power in your voice. So before you make a decision that I have to live with, that someone who truly cares about you have to live with, that someone who is by you every single day, who enjoys your voice, who enjoy hearing your laugh, who enjoy you getting on their nerves, before you make a decision they have to live with, make one that you can live with and get help. Now let's talk football. What's going on, Pride Nation, and welcome back to another Field Review podcast show. I'm amped up, people, and it's for a lot of good reasons. My opening to suicide prevention is real, and I get these messages, and I struggle with what to say because I never look for a thank you. I'm not trying to be a hero. I just want to listen. I just want you to know that I'm there for you. And so to those people who have had the courage to reach out, I salute you. I salute you. You have no idea how powerful you are until you simply are willing to open your mind and your heart to say, I need help. So to you, thank you for being brave. Now, we're going to talk football, people, because I'm going to probably rant. Okay. Every now and then I get messages sent to me pertaining to particular radio shows here. And today was one of them days. I not only got hit with a 2-piece, I got hit with a 2-piece, a biscuit, and a biscuit was dry and nothing to drink. I'm a little agitated. Because I'm sick of the stupid takes from 97.1 The Ticket. It is, and I really think that they're doing it for entertainment purposes until I listen closely. And you can tell that this is not fake. So, before I go off into this rant, and then talk about a few other things, let me tell you about my co-host, Lions Rebel 81, who is more than likely listening. He is still working, so I'm running solo today. All right. So I want to shout out my co-host, him and William Birch. William Birch is a student, so I know that they're putting in work. I can't begin to thank those gentlemen enough for showing me support. Let's see who's in the building with me today. We got my man Detroit Rage Sports. He says, "What up, though? I want to come back on the channel without the technical difficulties, though. Support, sir. You are more than welcome. If you're free now, shoot me. Let me know. You come in right now." One Funky Lion fan says, "Hit that like button on your way in. Appreciate it." Chrome is in the building. Looney Tunes in the building. I told you, Lions Rebel 81 is in the building. 100%. He says, "Hey, Detroit Sports Rage. I fucks with you. Hey, I like it. Look, we got my man in the mix in the building. Super Saiyan Lion in the building. Craig Ferguson in the building. Gold Lion. Dr. Detroit is in the building. Craig Bevins is in the building. One Pride 40 is in the building. Ghost Gunner. Don Burr. Luke, I come in peace, but to laugh a little." Hey, man, that you, bro. Hey, trust me, it's never personal. It's sports. John Jones is in the building. Drake Burns is in the building. We got my man Don 19 Hatter's House 710. Boy, that was struggling with that one. Cap Ice Code. We got my man's Chris Cash Bar in the building. Game Day Express is in the building. Just Adrian, love it. He's in the building. What up, though? Let's see. Make sure I ain't forget nobody. Will K is in the building. Let me see. So they still got a station? Yes, they do. Jesus, boy, they about to piss me off. Rico is trying to be a mini Valenti. Oh, we finna get into it. I'm trying to keep my spirits there. Kyle Webb in the building. Makai Holt is in the building. Elijah Hanna is in the building. Let's see. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. I don't want to miss nobody. I want to count them. John Bradshaw's in the building. All right, I'm finna rant. You don't even know how hard it was to just get through work today. So somebody sends me this, and the first thing that it comes from, first of all, it comes from Detroit Sports Nation, which is, I'm like, okay, this is an article. And I go, what the hell? And it says, Rico beard implies potential ulterior motives in Brad Holmes' trade of Stafford. And I went, really? Why is this the only one making this news? Is they blowing this out of proportion? Are they simply just, trying to clickbait me, what is this? And I get to read this. Because when I read something, I tend to try to find a source. Sometimes a person can hear things wrong. Hell, I do it, right? And I get to the part. Now, keep in mind, this is from, I believe, yesterday. During that show, he says the following. This is Rico Beard in saying that Brad Holmes, but I'm going to read it to you word for word. It says, during today's show on the Valenti Show with Rico, I find it funny that it's the Valenti Show with Rico, but you know what? We're going to leave that alone. All right. Co-host Rico Beard stated that Lions GM Brad Holmes may have been throwing a bone to his former team. Of course, Holmes had previously served in the Rams organization in various executive roles before their arrival in Detroit in 2020. Here's what Rico Beard says, in quote, "It looks bad because Holmes left his former team and looked like he just handed them, you take this, we'll take this, second round pick from you," Beard said. "It's not a good look for Brad Holmes. Now we got to wait to see who that person is in the draft. But yeah, they lost the trade." And he's referring to the Lions. "As of now, the Rams gave up a second round pick and a first round pick in next year to win the Super Bowl. Right now, it looks like Brad Holmes hooked his boys up." $97.1 the ticket. I'm not going to attack the whole station as a whole. But how do they keep finding these idiots that just chum up to Mike Valenti? What the hell is Rico Beard talking about? Rico Beard is a 49ers fan. Rico Beard is a guy who literally sat up there and praised the Detroit Lions for getting rid of them and doing that trade, right? Rico Beard is the same guy, and I see you down 19 talking about he's a Michigan State fan, which wouldn't surprise me seeing how much he be sitting up there jerking off Mike Valenti, but I can see it. It doesn't matter. Rico Beard praised that, and now he's claiming that the Lions lost it because they got essentially a second round pick. Nope, it's still third. It's still a first round pick. Still counts as one of the first 32 picks. Don't know what you're talking about. Still counts. And on top of it still counting, it makes me wonder even more, how in the hell can you suggest this? Who wouldn't have took that trade? You get rid of a 30-something-year-old quarterback, get 2 first-round picks, a third, and a quarterback replacement. Would it have been better if they took the Panthers trade? Some would tell you that it is. I will argue that it's ridiculous. Because, yes, while you would have got that first and been picking 7 and 8, woohoo, and you would have taken a linebacker, at least that's what y'all assume. But given what they said, it would have been a receiver. So you would have got a lineman and a receiver, and your quarterback would have been who? Who in the hell would have been your quarterback? Tyrod Taylor? Who was going to be your quarterback? I don't even show sympathy to freaking Jared Goff, but for crying out loud. For who? So now we get to it. Okay? Now we get to it. To suggest that the Lions general manager was hooking up his boys, it's just a terrible take. It's somebody who had nothing to do. They had no research done. They simply just was like, it's like a hookup to me now. Why? When the entire time you was praying for the man's downfall. He proved you wrong, and now you want to act like they don't just lost something. Just the stuff I'm talking about. This devil talking, this gray area, this BS that is spewed between 2 and freaking 6. And it's ridiculous. Half the people on 97.1 a ticket from the morning shift, if they did not add John Jansen, it's all old people. Mike Stoney, old. Caputo, old. And the young ones aren't even real Lions fans. I'm listening to everything King go off about the Stafford. And even he agreed that 97.1 ticket is one of the worst shows out there. But I don't want to kill the whole station no more, because I do sometimes enjoy certain people, but it's just the 2 to 6 people that draws my blood pressure up. To insinuate that he somehow is going to self-sabotage himself to further build the Rams. Oh, God. Really? And had Stafford and the Rams not won the Super Bowl, he would have said what he always said: the Lions won the trade. But did it ever occur to him or Mike Valenti or any of those people over there who simply find ways to get the people going like they're doing right now that maybe both of them want to trade? Oh, we got to sit here and see who we get. So what? What's wrong with waiting? What's wrong with that, Rico? I pray to God somebody send you this. Because every time somebody send me a clip of you, you're either agreeing with Mike Valenti, and when you really do disagree, it's about non-sports stuff. And the few sports stuff that you do disagree about, no one cares. It doesn't pertain to the Lions. It doesn't pertain to the Pistons or the Red Wings or the Tigers. It simply don't matter. Your takes are ridiculous. They're not even inspired. You sit there and you say things that just don't make sense. What would be the logical explanation after people are coming out claiming that the NFL is not being fair racially with certain positions? He's going to get one of those positions and self-sabotage himself? You tell me where that makes sense. If he really wanted to do a number, couldn't he have just stayed with the Rams? Really? To insinuate this, that he had ulterior motives. Are you freaking kidding me? If the goal was to get me to talk, to get the fans to talk, cool. But this BS you spew, half these fans don't know the damn sport, and they're eating it up. And then you turn around and make the following statement. Just hear me out. Hear me out. For those who just jumped in. It looks bad because Holmes left his former team, and it looks like he just handed them, you take this. We'll take this second round pick from you. This is what he says. It's not a good look for Brad Holmes. What the hell is you talking about? There ain't an analyst around here who has not come out the gate and flat out said that, hey, Lions general manager did a good job with his first draft. Now you want everybody to get into an uproar. This is where fake news come from. You're trying to rile the people up. Oh, take a closer look at Brad Holmes. He's clearly trying to do us dirty. Yeah, I know. When he took that tackle, he wasn't trying to make the team better. He was just simply trying to help out the Rams. That's what he was doing. Now it makes sense. Now I get it. Now I can follow the logic. When he came out trying to build the trenches, you know, those things that we watched this past week actually make a difference when the trenches of the Rams actually put them hands on the trenches of the Bengals, and we watched their quarterback scramble for his life and got sacked 7 times. Now it makes sense. Why would he do that? He's not trying to build up his own legacy. Fuck, hell no. I mean, God forbid, it's already difficult being an African-American in this country, period. He simply wants to make it look even worse by hooking up his former employer, who was more than willing for him to move on. Yeah, that makes sense. What the hell is wrong with these people? We got a cancel culture, but we can't cancel them. We can't cancel them too. You got Mike Valenti running around here like he's the dude from the Sopranos, and Rico Beers is just a puppet. And then he comes out with this ridiculous take. This ridiculous to think that he's going to self-sabotage himself. And to do this in Black History Month with a lawsuit that's going against the NFL for discrimination, which we'll get into another time. He just decided to sabotage himself. Make it make sense. Let me continue to read. The idiot. It's not a good look for Brad Holmes. Now, we've got to wait to see who that person is in the draft. But yeah, they lost this trade. Based on what? Even you admit in your stupid ass statement that we have to wait to see who we get. So if they turn around and I don't know, say they go out and they get, say, the next Calvin Johnson. Did they lose the trade still? He has to still put together another good draft. What are you already fanning flames for? He's literally the guy who goes up and punch a dude when they sleep and run to another person and say, he did it. Then run to another person and be like, that guy's trying to fight your friend. It wouldn't happen to me. You're literally instigating things that makes no sense. We are, and the fans eat it up. The most popular show by ratings is from 2 to 6. From a guy who's a Giants fan and another guy who's a 49er fan who don't follow these teams closely. Tell me Rico Beard ain't the new Terry Foster. Tell me Rico Beard ain't no different than Terry Foster. The only difference is Mike Valenti doesn't get to insult Terry's wife. I mean, get to insult Rico's wife or girlfriend or whatever he dates. I don't know. Meanwhile, Terry Foster for years sat up there and got punked and looked like a bum while this man made unnecessary jokes about his children and family. And probably is going to cause him to have a divorce because I guarantee you his wife wasn't having it. I'm going to leave that alone. Let me bring it back to this stupid-ass statement. Now we got to see what happened. Rams gave up a second-round pick and a first-round pick next year to win the Super Bowl. Who cares what they gave up? Even if the pick was a second. Even if the pick was a second, you still got a first, and in your opinion, because 32 is a second, fine. You still got a first, a second, and a freaking third, and a quarterback replacement. What is you mad about? They could have literally went out and drafted. They could have literally went out and drafted Micah Parsons, and he would have still been talking about they won this because they went out and paid for a Super Bowl. You think they did the same thing when they had Jared Goff? You didn't think did you think that it was? You didn't find it odd that they went out and got Marcus Peters? That they went out and got Aqib Talib? That they went out and added Ndamukong Suh? You didn't find that interesting when they traded for Brandon Cook? You didn't find none of that. Them trying to get their way to it. But you come up with this. Now, if this isn't enough to tick you off, watch this. Because he finds a way to ante up with more stupidity. So somebody sends me another clip. Because I refuse to listen to the crap. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm sick of this idea that two things can't be true. Both teams won the trade. And if you're arguing, well, they ain't made the pick yet, fine. But I don't see how you can lose a trade if I can get more options to get my pick right. So whatever. He comes on a day, somebody sends me this clip today, and he's trying to push the narrative that the Lions should go all in for a quarterback. Now watch this. Watch this. What quarterback would they go all in on? Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota? What? We really doing this, Rico? You want the Lions to go all in on Jameis Winston or Marcus I can't make this stuff up. And I'm listening to him try to make the argument. The weakest points I ever, he took strides under Sean Payton. Well, I'm sorry. When did the Lions hire Sean Payton? And Marcus Mariota? We're really doing this? How are they any better than freaking Jared Goff? Like, I ain't trying to be funny. I hate to be graphic. But have y'all ever ate Captain Crunch? Ever? If you ever ate Captain Crunch, let me know in the chat. I need to know this. You ever ate the cereal Captain Crunch, or the ones with the crunch berries? You know what I'm talking about? The crunch berries are so delicious. I really love that cereal, And if you ate that cereal before, right? And you take a dump, you will see that your dump tends to be either a greenish blue color. It's still poop. It's just a different color. You know what I mean? This is what going to Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota is like. It's poop in different colors. There's just no way Jameis Winston, if he would have said go all in and trade for Deshaun Watson, I can at least kind of follow that, right? I can follow that. It's, you're trying to get something that can elevate you. Who in the hell does Jameis Winston elevate? Who is Marcus Mariota making open or making better? Tell me. Tell me who in the hell is he making? The same way Jared Goff ain't making nobody better. Who in the hell is this is who you're pushing to the fans? This is who you're telling the fans? I'm telling you, man, he really made a leap. Really? Such a leap that they still split the quarterback duties between him and what should be a receiver. Really? This doesn't make sense. And then you get this phone call. I don't want to say the guy's name. He may be listening. But if he is listening, I want you to know that for this one moment, not in life, not in general, not overall, I don't know you, but for that one moment, you were an idiot. And I want you to know this. This guy calls in and go, I couldn't agree more. Jared Goff is not the answer. And to me, with a guy like Jameis Winston, who has really shown that he can do these things, I mean, here's a guy who threw 30 touchdowns behind 30 interceptions. You was just complaining about a guy who wore number 9, who threw 17 interceptions. That's too many, but 30 for 30, woo, there's it is. That's the better part of it. Make it make sense. I'm lost. And then you go with, then there's Marcus Mariota. Tell me what quarterback. I'm not even a fan of Malik Willis. You know that quarterback from Liberty? Not even a fan of him. I would take him over those guys. I would rather they take freaking Malik Willis second overall before I take some damn Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota. What are you supposed to do with Jared Goff? Just what? Sit him with that contract? Just what? You want to trade him? You want to cut him? What are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? To sit here and day in and day out and not take pride in this. Either you for the team or you against them. If you're against them, go talk about somebody you got passion for. I don't want to hear these dumb takes. Don't get me wrong. I am not above saying something stupid. I get told I say stuff stupid all the time. I can accept that until it happens. And it doesn't look so stupid. And when it does look stupid, it's often in ways that is probably few further. But that's not the point. You dabbled up on that, stupid. Rico Beard, you dabbled up on it. You did it twice. First, you insinuated that a man who gets his first opportunity to be in a position of power is going to self-sabotage himself, the people who hire him, the people who trust him, the people that... Then you turn around and you double down by trying to influence people that they need to go all in to get to a Super Bowl with the likes of Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. As if number 9 couldn't get us to the Super Bowl, what the hell is Jameis Winston supposed to do? What is Marcus Mariota supposed to do? I don't get it. Then the first thing y'all say is trade everybody. Trade everybody. They literally together a bag to get number 9 traded up out of here. Then turned around and had a whole show bashing them for trading number 9. I am so sick of these people. I'm so sick of them. I'm sick of the fans who listen. I'm sick of the fans who refuse to do research. I'm sick of the fans who agree with everything they say. I'm sick of the fans who act like they so spot on when they're full of crap. They don't have the interest of this team at heart. What they have is an opportunity to talk on the mic and people that they know are not informed enough to challenge them. And when they do challenge them, what they try to do is make fun of them after they hang up on them. God forbid you really let somebody talk to you. But to push this notion, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So in case you just joined us, apparently Brad Holmes, according to Rico Beard, had ulterior motives for making the Matthew Stafford trade. Forget the fact that Stafford asked for a trade. He clearly had a motive. Forget the fact that the trade actually netted you 3 draft picks and a replacement quarterback. But if that's not good enough, the replacement quarterback ain't good enough, and I'm one of the people that say that, great. He's at the future, great. We're going to turn around and we're going to double down on it and say, go all in on Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. Get one of those guys, not Deshaun Watson. He's not even saying try to see if you can trade for Aaron Rodgers. He's not saying something like try to see if you can find some kind of way to swindle the Jags out of trade. He's not saying stuff like that. It's Jameis Winston. Have y'all looked at the free agency pool? He's not saying hit up the Raiders and try to get Derek Carr. No, he wants Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota. Then he said something else. This is when I knew that he didn't do no research. He didn't come prepared. Okay? He didn't come prepared. He says the best the Lions can do with the pick at 32 is to wait and pray to God that the receiver from Alabama, Jamison Williams, fall to them. Really? Why? I mean, what's the point of drafting that receiver if we didn't go out and go all in, Rico, and get Jameis Winston? Or we didn't go all in, Rico, and get Marcus Mariota. Why would we draft that receiver? Who's throwing him the damn ball? Rico, make it make sense, bro. Now, I don't know if you having some blood pressure issues, but make it make sense. I don't get it. I mean, he named every. There's a receiver at North Dakota State that is. There's a receiver at North Dakota State that you can get that you don't have to spend the 32nd pick on. He did say that he think that they should try to go all defense. I agree with that. I think they should go all defense in most cases. But to people, y'all know how to cancel people. Just cancel them. Cancel them. Cancel these idiots who don't have pride in the same thing we have pride in. This is like sending your kids to a van with no windows. That's all white with no decals, no license plate, just a sliding door, and a strange guy with a mustache, like it's from the 70s. Because your kids would be all right? They don't care. And they get paid for this. And then talk crap about the fans who go to the games. Well, we got to sit here and listen to you idiots. Good grief. I feel so much better now. God. Of all the things to be so stupid of, ulterior motive, to even suggest it is ridiculous. Let's get to the other parts of the show. All right, next thing up. I want to talk about the Lions playbook. And I'm not just talking about the playbook and as of the actual offensive and defensive play call. No. I'm talking about the playbook for this offseason because I believe that it should be explored. I believe that we should talk about the Lions playbook to the offseason because we should be able to see what would be in the best interest of the Lions. So I decided to kind of write my own playbook for how I believe the Lions can not only improve this team, but get this team to take leaps and bounds forward in taking over the division. Let me go back to Rico Beard. God damn it. This is exactly what happens sometimes. I forget things when I get upset. He then said that the reason you go all in with Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota is because the division is wide open right now. Who in the hell said those two quarterbacks is winning the division? I digress. I'm back, people. I'm sorry. We're going to make it through this in peace. I woke up today and I didn't choose violence. They did. The Lions playbook to the offseason. Captain Crunch plus ketchup equals poop. It's just still poop, it's just a different color. That's all. It's still poop. All right. Now, here is my playbook to the Lions offseason. You do not have to like this. I saw an article that said that Christian Kirk would be the best fit for the Lions. And while I have a lot of respect for Christian Kirk, I think that's cool. I think there's another option, but I think he's going to cost you more. But if they decide to go that route, I wouldn't be mad. And that's Scantling. Scantlin's a free agent from the Packers. And to me, if you're going to go out and get a big name free agent, go and get Scantling, right? And I know, Luke, well, what about the safeties? What I told you, it's the playbook that I come up with. You want a threat at receiver, he's big enough and got the speed to do it. So, yeah, you can go and get him. There go your deep threat, right? Now, the first step is you have to stay consistent to the course that you took in your first free agency. I'm going to say this again. You have to stay consistent to the course you began taking. Because I know this is hard for some people. To the course that you began taking in your first free agency. In other words, find guys who have something to prove. Find guys who have been looked at as underdogs. Find guys who you can self-proclaim, groom, and re-energize to be your guy. I've been trying to get Desmond King here for the longest. I don't know what it's going to take for it to happen, but I think he needs to be a strong candidate for one of our free agents. And you probably can get him for a 1 or 2 year deal. Right? And he can play both safety and corner. Right? But you need to start to follow that same blueprint. Keep the guys who prove themselves and repeat again. Some of y'all may not know this, but those people in real estate know what I'm talking about. The Burr method. You do something, you repeat, rinse, repeat, and start it over, right? Do the same thing for that. Because you found a way to identify the willing from the unwilling. I've called into their show. They don't let me on. They won't let me on. I've called in to tell them that they're wrong, and they won't let me on. Mike, I can't reread that. But I can certainly show it up there. I just can't read it. I don't think I need that. I'm leaving that one alone. What you not gonna do? You ain't gonna get me in no trouble today. Not with that one. That was So just know I saw it, but you ain't gonna get me. Nuh-uh. So let me bring it back. You gotta repeat the same steps. You have to be able to repeat the same steps. Because once you do that, now we own to something. Now we're able to really figure out who wants to be here. Some people get a check and they don't have no reason to play again, to play hard, to go at it again. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay? I need the guys who want to be here, who understand that this is your second or last chance and you better ball out. Give me everything you got. I want that one. Once you identify those guys, you then need to identify who needs to be let go for cap purposes. Now, granted, you should have already knew this in advance, but sometimes a person may have to stay here because there's no other option. And so now, instead of you having another option, you just like, hey, I'd rather deal with this because I don't have a replacement. He'll be serviceable. That's why Deshaun Hand stayed here so long. That's why Nick Williams got a pay cut and got to still stay here. So now once you do that, here comes the fun part, people. You have to now go into the draft with a clear plan. The plan in the first draft was to get a foundation that is unshakable. You succeeded because you add another D lineman, then find them in free agency. Find them as an undrafted. Find them when they get people cut. The reason you are making those same smart signings in free agent is because when it comes time for people to cut their roster down, I want for you to have the money to, one, re-sign our own people, but two, pick up that talent if we need to. Now what you creating the plan in the draft, which you said was foundational, I need you to complete that same plan. In other words, pick a group and complete it. If that group should be the linebackers and DBs, get it completed. Do not force a pick. Do not sit up there and try to make something happen, trying to make a square fit into a triangle hole. Don't make it so complicated. Okay? You don't have to make it that complicated. Just simply do the most sensible things. It's not going to be popular, Brad Holmes. It's not going to be popular, Pride Nation. But if they don't do the small things, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. And the reason we're going to have a problem is because at that point, you're not allowing what is going to come to you. And instead, what you're doing is you're forcing picks that should not be there. Don't go out and draft Aiden Hutchinson because we need a pass rusher. He needs to have a clear plan to be on this team. He needs to have a purpose. And if he does not have that purpose, shame on him. They went out, they took what's his name? What is his damn name? Oh God, Levi Onwuzurike. Yeah. And I told people I had the UCLA D tackle rated higher than him. I've never shied away from it. But I did look at the tape and I said, I see why they like him. He he at least runs hard, he plays hard, you can move him up and down the line. I get it. He had a meh season with the with his rookie year, but it's about the blueprint. Now, I've just put the link out there. I've already got people coming up in here. I'm excited to see that. If you're already here, please hit the like button. It's how the video gets circulation and gets, going. Now, when you come in, if you're new to the show, even if you cannot show your face, I ask that you respect the show, because if you try to come in and act the fool, I'm going to clown you. Rumble, you don't got to do that. You're a co-host. What you talking about, bro? I love the respect, though. But let me bring my co-host in because he's driving. Let me bring him on, man. My man, Rumble, what is going on, bro?
What's going on, Luke? How you doing, man?
I'm here, man. I just tried to get through Rico Beard. It was
Hey, that was gnarly, man. I appreciated that, man. I needed that. I know how much those guys. I know how much those guys are your number one fans of theirs. Oh my goodness. God bless them. I don't understand. I don't
It's
understand
crazy
how
to me.
some personalities are still on.
My man Frank says, "Let's get ready to rumble." You know what? I'm going to find that sound effect. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that. Listen. Obviously, we're talking about the blueprint. I've already laid it out in terms of the first part. I left out a few pieces on purposes because I knew I wanted people to come in and chime in. But what is the playbook? You know, and I see you back there, Gunner. I see you, Don. Don't lay no hands on StreamYard today, Don. Okay. But what is the Lions? What is the Lions playbook? What should it be?
Man, I like the playbook we had after Dan took over. I'll tell you that much. Do I agree with going for it on 4th down every drive? No, but I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get those boys an opportunity to win. And he was trying to make sure we weren't laughing stocks anymore. But I believe our playbook should be something simple as, just surrounding or putting players on there who want to win, who want to play, not people who just want to be there to get paid. So that starts that can start the righting of the ship. But yeah, I believe it should be a like you said, run first team, and then kind of let Goff get us, the 3-4 yards that we may need to get a first down, and then switch it up. Once players or once teams start getting familiar with us.
Now, here's a question from one funky Lion fan who says, "Luke, if the Lions opt to finish the offense and go with 2 wide receivers and a quarterback, a guard, and a tight end with the first 5 picks, are we okay as a fan base?" No. And the reason I think the fan base wouldn't be excited with that is because many of them will still want to get the defensive side of the ball help. The only way they would be okay with that move in the draft if they went all defense in free agency and they got people who can have instant impact. You know what I mean? Most notably names that most of the fans know so they can feel good about it, right? Because nothing is better than having a new guy that has a name that everybody knows, right? That's why they wanted the Antonio Browns and the Odell Beckham Jr.'s. I mean, because why not? We can have the name. But no, I don't think they would be happy with that. Me personally, I don't care. As long as if you're doing that, then you telling me you're scoring more than 28 points a game, then hey, so be it. You essentially are going to be the Kansas City Chiefs because their defense is a hot piece of mess and they offense score a lot of points at times.
Oh man, yes. Hell, we were putting up 30 points a game for several weeks.
I mean, yeah, but it's what I'm saying. You get my point.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
You get my point. And let me get your opinion on this. I don't know how much time you got because I know you driving or not. Are you good to stay on or do I have
Yeah, I got it. I got a couple minutes.
So let me bring in some of the people in the background waiting again. I'm gonna bring them in the order they came in. First up is Ghost Gunner. Gunner, what up, though?
Hey, what up, though?
Hey, man, not much, man. First things first, what are your thoughts on Rico Beard?
Man, I feel sorry for you guys. You got to listen to that guy every day while you're driving, or at least choose to.
No. Spotify. I got Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, I was banging some Simba on my way today. I was banging Simba the rapper. I got the message in my Discord and I went, "Oh, okay, what is this?" And then I was like, "Oh, hell no." So,
regardless, I don't have to listen to him in Ohio, so I'm cool with that. I mean, are you really surprised?
You know what? I'm not. I'm just surprised that it keeps.
Or are you just
happening.
disappointed? He's surprised.
It's like, how does this keep happening? Why does it keep happening? And it's just it's so frustrating.
Yeah, let's get a guy who turned over the ball 32 times in one season.
This doesn't make any freaking sense. What are your thoughts, man? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on the Lions playbook? What should be the playbook for them to, get this offseason right?
I mean, at least in free agency, you want to get guys that can, I would think, fill up the depth chart a little bit. Get guys do grunt work, and then those first 3 rounds try to find your starters, whether that's on defense or offense, although I mostly want defense. If that happens, whatever Funky said, I might have to call that suicide hotline. I do not want a quarterback.
If they took a quarterback second overall, I probably wouldn't kill him. You know why I wouldn't kill him? I wouldn't kill him because I trust the process. I really do trust Brad Holmes, and I trust that Dan Campbell can make anybody run through a wall.
I don't know. Malik Willis, second overall. I just don't see that.
I don't see it happening either.
I don't see a Liberty quarterback. I don't know why. I keep hearing how they were, that's all they talked about at the Senior Bowl. But
I think it's smokescreen, Rumble.
Yeah, I think it's smokescreen too, man. We everybody's going to differ, but Kyle Hamilton's right there, number 2. I keep hearing about edge rushers, and this draft class is filled with edge rushers. Like, why do we need? Why not solidify that back end? And then if we bring Tracy back, we bring Tracy back. I'm cool with that. But at least we have 2 safeties who are formidable, who you're gonna, those guys can tackle and hit and catch. Then we work on our line. Then we work on our linebackers. We have a lot of draft picks this draft. So I think offense, you put a couple of pieces. You might only use 3 picks for offense. So what? You might trade the rest of the picks.
Yeah, the offensive side, I want to see like a receiver, probably like a backup tight end, and then maybe like an offensive lineman if you don't bring all your depth back from last year.
See, I see in terms of offense, I see receiver. I think they really are in love with Hayward from Michigan State because they feel like he's a tight end with a fullback spot. They feel like he's like the guy from Green Bay, that Tony. What's his damn name?
That'd be the first time a Spartan's been drafted in like years, right?
Okay, Gunner. Hold on. No. He brought the heat this time. I was minding my business. You see what I'm saying? I didn't start this. Now, Gunner, what you bringing that up for, bro? What you bringing that up?
What are you talking about?
You know what? Okay, I see what you did there. It's okay. Okay, you know what? It's a little shaky. That's strike one. Strike one. It's a little shaky. But yeah, again, people keep in mind, I'm not saying I want a quarterback at 2, but I'm saying if they do it, I'll trust the process. I still can be critical if I like the pick or not. I was critical when we took Levi Onwuzurike because I thought that the D tackle from UCLA was better. And I just can't pronounce his name.
And he was dealing with an injury too, wasn't he? Because I remember Brad Holmes talked about potentially just redshirting him.
Oh no, he didn't.
That was it was a while ago. He said that.
Shout out to my man Detroit son Big Will. Oh, now we bring up Michigan players and he has a fit. You know what? I see y'all woke up and chose violence today. That's what happened. I see what happened. Man. Okay, what you're not gonna do is come and disrupt the system. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, Ghost, I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Ghost, it's good to see you, brother.
I'm gonna bring in my next guest, bro. Thank you for rocking with me as long as you've been rocking with me, man, and being supportive and being a part of the show and doing everything like that. I couldn't. Hey, man, you matter. I don't think that I told you enough, but you do matter to me. And everyone who comes to the chat and listen, y'all definitely matter. Let's bring in our next guest, which is Don19, who always seems to want to put them hands, throw them paws on StreamYard. What up, though, Don?
What up?
What's going on, Don?
These hands ain't for StreamYard today. It's for Rico Beard. No, I'm just playing.
Here we go. What you got for us, man? What are your thoughts on Rico Beard and his approach to going all in on Marcus Mariota?
It's a dumb idea. Just stick with Jared Goff this year. If you show improvement, maybe you keep him around, try to restructure that deal. But if you don't work out, just try to get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or a quarterback who could have like a Joe Burrow year come out of nowhere. And, just take one of the young guys, But Marcus Mariota stuff is just dumb.
Okay. All right. What are your thoughts on the playbook? How should they go after the offseason in terms of free agency, the draft? How would you do it?
Well, the offense definitely run first. But here's what I would do. I would switch Jamal Williams and give DeAndre Swift the first carries. And then just put Jamal Williams on the second, running back.
Okay.
Because I think DeAndre Swift He just need them touches. Like Jamal Williams just taking all his touches. It's just that's my only problem with Dan Campbell. I wish he could just switch those two up.
What should we do? What should we do come free agency?
Free agency. I mean, whoever willing to come to Detroit. I mean, is it Marcus Williams for safety? Is it one of the receivers? I like DJ Chark.
Does these people like Rico not realize we have a thing called cash pay? Nope. I mean, he probably know, but it ain't his money. It's people can always play with somebody else's money when it's not theirs. Like, have you ever been like out with a friend and they be like, hey man, you want to go? You be like, oh nah, man, money tight for me. And they be like, man, what you mean you ain't got no money? What you mean you counting my money? What? I didn't know you was paying no bills this month. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? It's easy when it's not your money. That's what I think it is. I mean, it is what it is. What else you got for us, man? What should they do in the draft? How would you draft this? Keep it sensible. Don't go too crazy today. I know you've been don't choose violence. Don't follow in Gunner and Detroit's on Big Will way.
I'm looking for pass rush, but I know how deep this pass rush group is. So if it ain't Hutchinson, I don't want Thibodeau. But if it ain't Hutchinson, I'll trade back. Try to get Kyle Hamilton and get more picks. That's the only two options. And at 32, I'll go to linebacker. If not linebacker, receiver. But I'm not taking quarterback for sure.
I mean, technically, they can take that 32 pick and trade back into getting a high pick. Like,
for sure.
Let's say if they wanted the first pick of day 2, they can end up having the first and second pick of day 2 and trade it. I mean, according to everybody, anyway, it's the second pick anyway, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you can probably get you the pick for the first pick of day 2, plus on top of that, getting yourself opportunity to get other picks in the future, and then trade your second pick for day 2 to gain more picks down the road. But you got options. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
What else you got for us? I want to make sure that I'm being fair. I'm being fair, give people their time.
Just free agency coming up. Definitely looking forward to the NFL Combine. I don't know if it's this month or next month. Yeah, just looking forward to the draft.
Okay,
that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah, I've been working hard, y'all. I've been working hard to get these damn videos done. I'm trying to do them a little different. Some of them gonna be shorter. Some of them will be longer. I'm just trying something new this year so I can try to get them out faster because it's a lot of watching. It's a lot of time and watching and note taking and so it's a lot. So I do try to every time y'all give me a person, I do look at them and I watch them over and over and I try to figure out how they fit into what we doing. I remember one of the people y'all was high on back in the day was Logan Wilson, and he's working out well.
That dude, bro, Logan Wilson was going crazy in that Super Bowl.
He would have won. He would have won MVP, I think. No, he wouldn't because they would have gave it to Joe Burrow no matter what.
Did Joe Burrow throw a touchdown? Oh, he did throw a touchdown. Okay.
Yeah. See, the thing is like I said, they it's the disrespect for some people is still there because everybody else can throw 2 interceptions. I mean, people love Mahomes, but Mahomes in the Super Bowl won MVP. Right. MVP where he had 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumbles, but he still won MVP. The disrespect is real, but it is what it is.
Let me ask you: did you find it weird when they didn't interview Matthew Stafford?
No, because I think that the disrespect is going to always be there. That's why he's going to always forever love this state. The Detroit versus everybody is real.
It seemed like he the first quarterback not to get interviewed in the Super Bowl.
I've seen stranger things,
bro.
This comes from Tony Chase. He says a good question is: do Detroit Lions really have a number 1 running back? We have an okay group, but suspect as hell for consistency. I think they do. I think DeAndre Swift is the number 1 running back, and I think he can carry the load, and I think he needs to get opportunity to do so. I don't think that's suspect at all. Now, is it good to have that guy? Yeah, but you saw how explosive the offense was. And even when he wasn't picking up yards, they were so committed to making sure he didn't that it opened up other things. So just put it out there. Don, I'm gonna give you another take. If you got anything else to say, I'll let you say it. If not, I'll roll in the next guest.
You can bring in the next guest.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you having this platform for us to talk. Because I damn sure ain't listening no Rico Beard. I'm sorry.
Listen, bro. We got to go all in on Marcus Mariota and Jameis, not Derek Carr, right? Not try to see if we can somehow bring in Russell Wilson. No, it's those two because they're the answer. It's ridiculous. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. Next up, we got my man Crimson Shadow. I want to give everybody their 50 time. Believe it or not, I am putting y'all on the clock, and I'm watching the clock closely. But my man is in the building.
What's up?
Crimson Shadow. What up, though, bro?
Nothing much. Pizza's on the oven. Right. Just waiting until that gets out. But
all right, give me what you got on Rico Beard and the playbook for the Lions offseason.
Oh, geez. When it comes to Rico, I haven't even watched him. I don't even know what he said. I don't think I care. You lost me after they started talking about trading for Tua. You lost me. That was the dumbest take I ever heard in my life. But what I can tell you is this. Who gives a crap what the fans think? We draft whoever. Really, the fans freaked out last year when we drafted 2 defensive tackles. Does it really matter? Draft best player available. That's just how it goes. And that's easy. Kyle Hamilton. Done deal. Done. He can do multiple. What can he do? Cornerback, linebacker, safety. We need all those, so all in one. We love our gadget players. So what's the deal?
I like it.
Am I wrong? I don't get it. Shout out to Joey 2 times and Dr. Detroit. They says that Swift is not a bell cow.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right. I don't know how you can make that assertion because when they give him the ball, it seems to go pretty well. But okay, bell cow.
Running backs, it doesn't matter if you don't have the O line ready to go and your O line's injured. It just matters. I saw the O line being helped and working together. The run game worked. Look at Netflix.
I mean, dude, scratch that. Go back and just look at some of the other people who were quote unquote bell cows. It doesn't matter if they're a bell cow. It matters is when they're in the game, do they alter the way the defense thinks? And Swift does that.
How many snaps are they giving them too? That's another thing, and that's the thing you point out too, there, Luke. Is that how many snaps are they getting per game? Because sometimes they're not getting enough. They just keep throwing the ball like they did with Stafford.
And when they did give him touches, he went off.
Exactly.
He went off. It's because for running backs, it's a rhythm thing. So it's just that's what I'm saying. But what is your playbook for free agency? I want to know. What are your thoughts on free agency?
Just sign what you can. Don't go too crazy in free agency. You'll have a better free agency next year, considering you're going to have way more cap than what it is, especially if you start like cutting guys like Trey and then judging on the Jared Goff situation. You're going to have way more room to play with. Just resign who you think you can resign, and who walks. Really just focus mainly on the draft and building up the new guys. Don't bother with going after your Adams. If you can get them for cheap or get somebody here you think that might be good, go right ahead. But don't just open the wall to open the wall.
All right. Now, shout out to my man Dr. Detroit because he at least defined it for me. So he says a bell cow means you carry the load 25 carries a game. Swift gets hurt too much. Okay.
What do you think on that?
I'm trying to compare this to something or give it a good analogy. All right, I give it to you. There in most states, there are a lot of people who are gun owners, right?
Yeah.
And they've had guns for all their lives. And many of them have never practiced with their guns. Many of them have never carried their guns. Some of them carry their gun every day and never even practice on how to draw the gun. And ironically, those people often who take the chances to get the opportunity to carry those guns and have guns, but don't do the things necessarily needed to get a repetition or a habit or a good habits to maintain those guns, often find themselves getting hurt by those said guns. Now, why do I bring that up? It's because when you think of running backs, they work in volumes. In other words, the more you give them carries, the more rhythm they get into. The more rhythm they get into, the better they are with running and field for the run. But if you're using them sparingly, you're only bringing them in on pass downs like they did Theo Reddick, or bringing them in on short yardage like they did Drake Bell and every other running back that they wanted to claim was just a power back, and it just ran them up the gut. When you do things like that, yeah, you're not going to get the opportunity to see them in full potential because they're going to get hurt. Why? Because they are so rarely used that the opportunity for them to get hurt is greater because they're now trying to do more than they need to. In his case, when he got hurt, look at how he got hurt. Every time he got hurt, he was trying to make plays or to avoid being hit. Instead of just saying, I'm out of bounds, and if they hit me, it's a penalty. So it's little stuff like that that make a difference in my opinion. But I absolutely think he can carry the ball 25 times a game without issue. Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. And there's a difference between him and Carry-On. Carry-On would get hurt by a random fart in the wind, and someone would break his skinny little knees.
Right.
Oh.
Right. You know, I'm just okay. I see Malik. He chose violence today too. I see. I see he chose. He chose violence. Yeah. Y'all gonna see it in a minute. What else?
Like me, what I have to say right now.
What else you got for us, Crampton? Before we go to Malik, Malik chose violence today. I see
he's gonna strangle me for this. But there's one guy from Michigan State I wouldn't mind drafting. Maybe in one of the later rounds, but I think he's got potential. Jalen Naylor. You should know him.
No.
You don't know Jalen?
I don't want him. No.
You don't want Jalen?
No.
I like the burner, man. I like burners. Not for the whole thing. You're not
at best he'll be a special teams guy, and that's coming from a Michigan State fan. If I'm drafting somebody, I have to believe that they can take somebody's spot. That's what I'm thinking. Like they have to be able to take somebody's spot, in my opinion.
God dang, and Raw was showing him. I'm looking at the film. He can burn some receivers here and there. So why don't you mainly want him? Was it just his hands? He can't catch properly?
That's it. It's just not consistent. Like if you think about most of these positions, like receiver or running back, like a running back is supposed to run. If you can't do that, you're useless to me. And if you're a receiver, I'm expecting you to receive whatever I throw at you. You're useless to me. You got to be consistent. I'm not taking inconsistent people. Not at this point, not at this juncture. That's why.
Yeah. Would you take another defensive tackle in the draft? I would. I come from the school of thought of I like as many defensive tackles as I can get. I run from the Eagles school.
I would have taken a defensive tackle if I was running a 4-3 because I'm putting them 2 out at a time. But in our 3-4, I don't want to do too much that takes away from Aleem McNeil. And the fact that I can rotate Levi Onwuzurike into that role or Penasini. Penasini, I'm good. So I don't really. And then if I need to really add a D tackle, I have to go back to the free agent well. I can get one for cheap, You
could, yeah. I mean, Nick Williams is going to be gone. I mean, we're not.
He should be gone, but I'm not trying to bring him back nowhere. But there's going to be other people who's going to be out there that I can target. And I think would be better. Now I was just finna go to Malik because Malik chose violence, and now he off. Malik, get back here. You chose violence. I got to show it.
I got front row seats.
I'm just saying.
Oh man! And on top of
Jonathan Taylor is a bell cow. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not a bell cow. They don't give Clyde Edwards-Helaire the ball. They don't. I hate to say it, they just don't give him the ball. The same way they need to really ride Joe Mixon, but they don't.
They ride Burrow, that's for sure. I feel so bad.
Right. It's crazy. All right, Chris, I appreciate you. I'm gonna have to roll you into the background for a second. I'm gonna bring in my man Malik, who chose violence today. Malik.
Hell to the
Here go the disrespect that you chose violence. I don't know why you felt the need to bring that up. Because every time you bring that up, you force me to be an a-hole and follow suit. Why we got to do this to each other? I mean, why? Why we got to just keep doing this? Every time I look up, you think you made it. Here we are ruining your plans. Why are we doing this to each other?
Hey, but guess what though, Luke? We still Big Ten champions. Hey.
I mean, you finally won it. I'm happy for you. I mean, all it took is for you to get absolutely embarrassed and proving that you probably should have never been in the playoffs. But that's none of my business. Go on, continue as you choose violence today. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But you know, I think how you was talking about the Lions playbook. I heard you talking about the Lions playbook for the all season. So
Correct.
I think our playbook for the all season, get a proven wide receiver. Like, because I heard Randall L saying he wanted a wide receiver, so get a proven wide receiver. Probably might need to go look into Dante Fowler because I seen he just became available today. I don't know if that's something you would agree with. And in the draft, draft to the best players available and also our needs at the same time. That's what I would say our playbook for this all season is.
So let me ask you a question. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
All right.
What if let's say the Lions go out, they take Aiden Hutchinson, right?
All right.
And they turn around, they take who you say take with that second first?
No, I ain't say take nobody. I said I ain't say who we should draft. I said I think the Lions need to take what's his name, Dante Fowler, the edge rusher who just came available from the
Dante
Falcons.
Fowler, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're doing that, you're saying that at this point they're taking Aiden Hutchinson because they play the same position. His hands would have to be in the dirt. I think he plays better with his hand in the dirt. I could be wrong, right?
Okay.
They don't pay me to be a scout. I get it. I'm just going by what the film say. To me, too many games, the Georgia game, he gets bulldozed over. Ohio State, bulldozed over, right? And yes, I know that everybody say Ohio State was his best game, but it was also a game that was shown by Mafi to be that those tackles suck. I'm sorry. They're just not good. So I don't know, if you dominate people who are lesser talented than you, then bravo to you. I would never, but let's not play this. Let's not play this up. Come on now.
Well, I'm gonna say with that, if you look at it with that, look at what about every other game that he played? Every other game that he played, he had 14 sacks for the whole year, 14, 15 sacks. Sack lead in the Big Ten. Almost won the Heisman.
I know. He almost won it. Yeah. I almost hit the lottery. I mean, if we're going to do almost, I almost went to space. I mean, since we're going to do this, if we're going to do the almost game, I'm just... And one good season. And how many years have he been at Michigan?
How many years? Well, all four. The year before that, 2 years before that, remember he tore his ACL, so
And do you think that the ACL tear had anything to do with his inability to turn his hips, open them, and get into a different direction? Is that the ACL, or is that just a guy who's stiff in the hips?
Hey, that's two different things right there. But I'm just saying that ACL would mess him up that first year when he was really supposed to go off, and But I'm telling you though, Luke, we gonna look if we get Aiden Hutchinson. Just imagine you got Aiden Hutchinson on the edge replacing Trey Flowers, where you pairing him up with Romeo Okwara. That is a deadly combo right there.
Romeo Okwara, you're not gonna see Romeo Okwara standing up too often going forward. He's just better with his hand in the dirt. And the same with Aiden Hutchinson. He's better with his hand in the dirt. If you go back and you look at the season when they stood up Romeo Okwara, he didn't have as much explosion coming off that line of scrimmage, and he was near as explosive as he was when they put his hand back in the dirt. So I just to me, you're talking about your outsides being probably, if they can get him back, Charles Harris or maybe Julian Okwara, and then now Aiden Hutchinson.
But I would probably not stick with Charles Harris. The only reason why, because he's gonna be a little bit expensive.
Yeah, but he had one good year, and they ready to pay him, and you ready to pay off a guy who had one good year, who after 4 years of college play.
Hey, Luke, I'm telling you, Luke. You see how this is the thing. People sleep on these plays because they might say, oh, they had one good year or 2 good years, but then when they come in the NFL, they show you that 1 or 2 good years wasn't the fruit. And then,
I mean, and that's and you're right. I would love to argue that against you, but you're right about that. And it happens all the time. And he could easily come in and prove me wrong. I doubt it. If I'm a betting man, and I would bet that he would not prove me wrong. I think he's better with his hand in the dirt.
And that's the thing, because especially with us Lion fans, we be like, dang, man, we wanted him. But we was like, we didn't think he was good enough. And then then a couple years later, we like, man, we could have had him. He was sitting right there at number 15, number 2, number whatever, and we could have had him. But we didn't draft him.
I feel you. I feel you. And there's other factors into it, like injuries and things like that. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I appreciate you for coming through, brother. You even though you came through clearly looking to choose violence when you had your hat all through the camera. I mean,
number one.
Jesus, brother, you can hang in the back.
Hold on, Luke. I want to show you something before.
Here go the disrespect. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You see that? But watch this though. You see this right here?
Oh my God, bro. Yeah. All right. Well, it's been great. It's been fun. But I do appreciate you for coming through. You can hang back until I do community, and we'll get everybody in. All right. Let me hit on a few questions. JT Massive Purpose says, can we get 3 playmakers in the current draft? It's the current draft call. I think they can get 3 playmakers. And I think given the draft capital that they have, it's very easy to get the 3 playmakers because, in my opinion, this draft is designed for the Lions. Lions got a lot of problems on defense, and there's a lot of defensive players you can take in this draft at most of those positions. So, yeah, I think you can get them. And then it says, if so, are we? I think we'll get 3 playmakers. That's just me. Could be wrong. I'm just saying it is. Kevin T says, if Kenneth Walker III is available top of the second, how would you feel about drafting another running back? Williams is gone next year, maybe this year. Until he's actually gone, I don't want another running back. Because I can still live with Swift, and I can still live with Reynolds. And then I'm okay with a filler being Jamar Jefferson. Now, if for some reason Kenneth Walker falls to, say, the 4th, and he's sitting there and maybe somebody feel good about him, okay, cool. But I don't see that happening because they were so committed to Jamal Williams that even at the Swift ran for damn near 200 yards, he was the starter effective immediately. So it is what it is. I think the most important thing is to get people that want to be here in Detroit, to be honest. And that is the most important thing. It's one of the reasons why I said in the playbook, stick to the script. Stick to the script. And I think if you do that, we killing it. And that's the point of doing it. That's from just Adrian. Joey 2 times says every single team in the top 10 early down pass rate over expected had a winning record. 7 of those 10 made the playoffs, and 5 of the top 6 make up 5 of the last 8 teams remaining. Hashtag establish the pass. Well, here's the thing. You're just looking at the regular season. Those 7 teams who made the playoffs, the only team who did not win that outrushed the other team was the Titans. And it took the Titans quarterback to implode upon himself and just serve the ball up. And then you go back and you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that do pass a lot. They, for some reason, did not want to run the ball, even though they were able to do so and refused to do so. And then they turned around and took an L as well because their quarterback imploded because he was passing too damn much. And so the moral of the story is this. Yeah, you can pass your hearts, good Lord, away in the regular season. But when the playoffs come, you better put the ball on the ground. In the month of December, you better put the ball on the ground. And in the months of November, you better put the ball on the ground. Because if you can't get the run game popping by November, December, and off into the playoffs, you're probably going to get a swift exit. So everything you said is true, but a little context added onto it lets you know that, hey, at the end of the day, it's a difference, okay? Kenneth Walker is a one-dimensional grinder. Taking Walker in the second round would be a massive reach. I mean, the hell to the Big Ten champs, baby. I mean, y'all are full of fact. Let me catch the hell up as y'all sit here and just the last time y'all did this, okay? Michigan State whooped y'all ass. I'm just telling you to just stop giving the energy. Don't do this. All right. Joey, Woodward Sports Network is looking for you. Okay. I need Kyle Hamilton, man. Jello, you ain't got to tell me. Also, what are your thoughts on Christian Watson, the wide receiver? He's my number one target outside of Treylon Burks. Because if Treylon Burks, I think, is going to get taken high. A lot of people are going to fall in love with my man from Purdue, Bell, at receiver. And to me, I'm probably going to say like I felt like I would be better served having what's the word I want to use for this? I'll be better served with him because I think he's hungry. I feel like he's hungry. I remember Mobby argued with me about how the Lions never used fullbacks while the Lions had Nick Baldwin and everybody has an opinion. We draft Hamilton. I'm crying all the weekend. Would be pissed. He was also pissed about a few other people. I think you'll get over it. If I'm not mistaken, Don Burt, there was a few other people you was pissed about. I think you'll get over it. This got to be my man's Easy from SpeakEZ Sports. He says, Luke, what's going on, Easy? It's easy, baby. What's going on, brother? Cannot say it enough, man. Love that guy. He always checks on me, bro. Every single time. Always checks on me. His hips are stiff than the excitement in my pants when I'm in bed with a woman. What? I'm not even sure what the hell going on with that one. Not sure how to take that. Hush is going to be good at a 4-3 hand in the dirt. Him and our 3-4, though, is a square peg, round hole. He too stiff, always plays high as hell. Yeah, I mean, it's I no matter what I show, people are going to have a different opinion. It is what it is. We need a running back soon. Easy. Here we go. Easy. Quit start. Easy. Don't come with this. Don't come in here starting violence. Okay. Don't choose violence today. Jeff Briggs says thoughts on Walker asking for $10 million a year. What? $10 million a year. I like him, but hoping the Lions pass wouldn't offer more than 6 or 7 a year. Look at the average of the top 10 safeties in the league. I think what he's trying to do is bring the price up to get him closer to what he really wants. So look at it like he's trying to sell a car. He know he'll take $3,000, but he's going to probably slap $4,000 on the window. That's what it is. But if he wants a 10, given how the salary cap is moving, it'll probably balance out. If you're giving him $10 million, it's got to be a short contract. But I just want safeties bad, like really bad. And if you're going to go out and give it to somebody else, give it to a guy who's been here and growing with you. Just my opinion. Tim Hutchinson says, Luke, what up, though? What up, though? Super saying Hamilton is the best prospect in this draft. You always pick the best prospect on the board. Simple as that. You know who else said that? Go and check out my man Roar the Lions UK, where they had my man Glover Quin on there, and he simply said you take the best player on the board. And if the best player on the board is a safety, then it's a safety. Quit with this market value and stuff like that. It doesn't work. Marcus Robinson says, what up, though, people? I think and he stops. Let me see. I'm going down here. I'm trying to hit on it. People in the back, hold tight. I just want to hit on these questions. You got to remember, we actually have great coaches. I'm not going to give them a great card yet, but they certainly are damn good. Luke, who would you draft in the second round? Hands down, this is an easy question for me. Tell me who we took in the first. Because if you're telling me we took, say, safety at 2 overall, and then at 32 they took receiver, then hands down the first pick in the second round had to be linebacker. And if you tell me that they took, say, outside edge and like Aiden Hutchinson or Thibodeau, and then the second pick was, say, safety, and then I'm going to say, okay, then second pick is going to probably have to be, say, linebacker or receiver. So to tell me who the person is and we can get it going. There you go. He switched it up. I'm with you, Super Saiyan. It's easy, baby. I remember Easy when I told we were doing the show, and I told Easy that I would draft Kyle Hamilton second overall. And he played all types of sound effects. He went, oh, hell no. Ain't no way. You don't lost your mind. Man, what's wrong with you, Luke? You don't lost your mind, blah, blah, blah. And he got on me. He was on me. He did it quick and fast. Now, he went and watched the games himself. And he came back and said, I'm on board. Damn it. He did it. I'm on board. And I said, I'm telling you, some people are just worth taking. I don't care where you take them. The pick has to be right. And that's what he was for me. That's what it was for me, and that's what it boiled down to. Shout out to my man Lions Lee. Just stopping in and say what up, people. I'm watching and listening on the TV. Shout out to you, man. Lions Lee got the goddamn Discord on fire. He always having things in there going on and doing a lot, man. I cannot appreciate what you do enough to help this community and everything in it. So thank you so much for that. Lions Rumble's dying laughing. Some things I just gotta laugh at. Let me see. 5 of the final 8, Luke, the passing teams did do better in the play. What? Okay. No, Joey. No. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. No, absolutely not. If you thought that they were okay, if you thought that the pass is the reason they won, you're wrong. Those teams were able to control the clock, run the ball, and put pressure on the other team to make mistakes. They had the advantage all the way. The only team that ran the ball and didn't win was literally the Titans. And when you go to the other teams, even the Bills couldn't run the ball. They were out of here. Oh, my God. Crimson, are you okay? Oh, that was a crazy scene. I didn't see that coming. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Crimson, are you okay? Can I bring you in? It's like Crimson having fun with his dad.
That's just my.
All right. So, Pete, stay with me. I just think that you have to run the ball in the playoffs. It's been proven time in and time out. Go through all the years and you will see it. Michigan State then lost to Purdue. Here we go with this stuff. Boy, I tell you. Down. I'm going to bring you in to explain yourself on this one. Why?
Well, I had to take a shot. Had to take a shot right there.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hold on.
I got a cash register. I keep good receipts. Don't worry about it.
Hold on. I actually like the receiver from Michigan State, Jalen Naylor.
I'm gonna put you back in the background. I'm just gonna put you back. We're gonna talk about it. All right, cool. Luke, what happened to wide receiver Seth Williams? That dude from Auburn. He got dropped by Denver and haven't heard from him since. Seth, I don't know. Once they don't come to our team, I don't follow them as hard unless I name them my number one person. That's what it is. It's like if I name the number one person, then I follow them hard. I want to see what they're doing. All right, let me see. I'm going to get to a few more questions that I'm going to bring back and do the community part. Tuck coming, Michigan fans, they're going to learn. They're going to learn today. They're going to learn. What up, though, people? I think the Lions are going to surprise a lot of people. We're about to draft some dogs and work on some magic in the free agent market. I agree. Left it allowed. Tell him to stop that nonsense about Hamilton. Adam. I love Adam. Adam, it's just value for him. But Adam also, keep in mind, people, if there's anything that you should be happy about, you should be happy that Adam is afraid of the value. Because he also was afraid of Sewell. And he had to come back and eat crow on Sewell. So this is a good thing. Let's embrace it. Right? He was not for the Sewell thing, and it is what it is. Joey Tutat says, I think Watson goes higher than he should. I think he could get a comparable player like Justin Ross a round later. I'm all for taking receivers later. I'm at the point where receivers are not worthy of being taken top unless they're, Hall of Fame caliber potential people. That's how I feel. 4 years, $40 million, I give that to Tracy. Yeah, I can do that. Short contract, I can do that. They probably do like 20 of a guarantee. I can do that. Chris Catchball, that first down passing stat context is off a bit. It does not show how many of them passes was off a run action or play action. I know, but what can I say? We don't need a wide receiver. Remember, we have Trinity Benson. And don't forget, they still invested in a few other people. But yeah, I mean, they got Quintez Cephas. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to probably keep Raymond and a few other people. Just hold tight, people. They're going to get some people to stay. Let's see. I never much like that stat because they don't account run or play action in the mix. Hey, we take it. What is this one right here? Jealous Johnson, get Malik Willis. I know, bro. He trying me, bro. I'm minding my business. He coming there choosing violence. What the hell he do that for? All right, let me see. I mean, McVay in the run game damn near cost the Rams the game. What? No, that's not. No, that's not what happened. So okay. McVay in they passed the ball more because they were unable to run the ball. However, they were still forcing the issue of running the ball because it did set up plays to make things happen. In fact, if you switch it over to the Bengals were able to run the ball and stop in favor of throwing it more, and they lost. Although they won the rushing battle, they lost because they then had the issue where they set themselves up to become one-dimensional, and by passing it so much. And what I'm pointing out to you is that's a Super Bowl game. Let's go back to the playoffs for those teams to get there. Green Bay didn't outrush their opponent, and they swiftly got their feelings hurt while the 49ers outrushed them and killed them. And this continued to happen with most of those teams throughout the entirety of the games. So go back to the year before that's playoff. You're going to see a lot of the same trends. Turnovers is the only time a team lost where they outrushed the team because they had too many turnovers, and that wasn't the case. So in this instance, yeah, they were trying to run the ball, but they were forcing the issue because it did open up things down the road. That's all I'm pointing out. Let me see what else we got. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss nothing. What up, though? Go Lions! Shout out to our man SpeakEZ. You don't see a lot of undersized guys like Trinity Benson breaking out in year 4. Yeah, but he could be a role player, and he ain't costing you that much, so it is what it is. Ain't nobody going. I mean, if he gone, he gone. If he stay, he stay. They're more to a threat of a run game, though. It's slow the defense down and opens up more passing windows. I mean, I know it. You know it. You know, it's easy, baby. Let me do community as I read some more comments. I'm breaking in everybody who stayed back. That's Ghost Gunner, Crimson Shadow, Malik Mills, who chose violence today, and Don 19. Please, let's be respectful when the other person is talking. We don't want to cut them off. I'm going to read a few more comments, and then I'm gonna hit y'all with a question that I need to talk about because I'm about to probably piss off a few people, and I just think that is a beautiful question. All right, a good quarterback with a run game threat is freaking lethal. Yep, go talk to Tom Brady. Go talk to a lot of people. It says I don't know. The best player is the offensive tackle Neil. Ooh, who said that? Who said that? Maybe.
That's it.
You know, I can show you some things on him that you ain't gonna like. Rumble, you back, brother. He says, laughing my effing ass. Oh, yeah. Akers and his 1.7 yards per carry were so helpful. It was. Ironically, he was. Because, plus, and keep in mind, this is a guy that they're still trying to run with an ACL. Not an ACL, Achilles.
I thought they should have gave it to Sony Michel.
I thought Sony Michel should have had more carries, and I thought Henderson should have more carries.
Didn't he have like 2?
Maybe 2.
We'll go look at that game actually.
Maybe 2. Rumble. I'm finna start you off with the question. Okay, I'm gonna start you off with this question because this came up. Should the Lions draft a quarterback at all?
Ooh, that's tricky. No, not this year. No, not this year. Maybe next year. This year we need to solidify one side of the ball, and I honestly don't think that a quarterback is going to solidify the offensive side of the ball this year. I think setting up our defense for success is going to give whatever quarterback we draft next year time to develop and potentially put points on the board for us. So I don't think drafting a quarterback this year is an answer.
It's funny because Rico Beard think it is because according to Rico Beard, Jared Goff ain't gonna play his final year because he's gonna demand more money. Like he can really do that. Who in the hell does he think he is?
He can't demand more money.
He can just get cut.
How you demand more money? when you haven't even demanded attention. Like nobody fears you up there.
It doesn't.
And as
make
far
sense.
as I know, you have a moving arm. You can't throw the ball deep. You don't throw a perfect spiral. So I mean,
them ugliest passes I've ever seen. Them things always wobbling.
Yeah.
SpeakEZ says, man, I look at all these guys that's going to be there, and I ask myself, who I think would be an All-Pro, and the answer is in Hamilton.
SpeakEZ, you ain't never lied.
What can I say?
Hey.
Stafford Cup, Donald won that game. The run game wasn't helpful whatsoever. So why did they run the ball?
I will argue this one thing. What won them that game was the defense, and Cincinnati neglecting their O-line. That was the Achilles heel of that team.
Yeah, but Cincinnati could have ran the ball the whole game, and they didn't. That's why they lost.
They did.
In the case of the Rams, Cincinnati never, even when they had the lead, they never really committed to the run to take control of the game. In the case of the Rams still continue to try to run regardless because they wanted to set up stuff down the road. What's going on, Malik?
Hey, well, I wanted to ask, did you see the video? I think it was today. Was it today or was it yesterday that Adam posted about why drafting Hamilton would be a mistake?
Yeah. I saw it. I mean, listen. At least he supports his view. I'm never going to kill a person who supports their view. Do I agree with it? No, but I understand he's at least supporting his view. Shout out to my Roar of the Lions UK family, my man Anthony in the building, and I'm pretty sure that this is Matthew. I'm pretty sure. Shout out to my family over there. It says, like, if I had to bet on any of them being an All-Pro with my own money, I think the odds would be in Hamilton's favor. Yeah. Well, don't tell me that. Dan Orlowski, like many other people who pay attention to this game, makes very good points. Why do we continue to act like safeties are not important in this game? They're more important now than ever, especially given the fact that people think that they're going to try to pass more and they're going to keep coming out with it. And if you go back and you look at that game against the Bengals, who's the number one target to pick on? The safety Von Bell, because he wasn't performing. It just is what it is.
A safety? Who was that safety the Steelers picked up from Miami that changed their whole defense?
Micah Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
There you go. You see how much safeties change your game? There you go. That's my example. Drop.
He's an immediate impact.
But let's look at it like this, though. Cal Hamilton, the game against Oklahoma State. What did he do that game?
What do you mean?
If I'm correct, wasn't Oklahoma State gassing them shooter in? They was hitting 30, 40-yard passes almost that whole game.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed. So obviously the front and the back end work together, right? So if you watch that game, they were literally not even getting pressure. It was literally left up to the secondary to survive. They wasn't getting pressure. They wasn't putting any heat on the quarterback or anything. So yeah, he has a chance to sit back there and just throw. And I don't care who you are. You say those same things, but we can go down a list of safeties from the Legion of Boom on out. The Legion of Boom was one of the few examples that show when you get two legit safeties, things is not so easy for you. So, and that's the reality of it. When you look at Kyle Hamilton, you want to take that one game, I'll raise you that one game, and I'll show you 4 or 5 games that we're going to question what the hell happened with Aiden Hutchinson. Where was he at in the biggest game of his life and his one good season?
Facts. All you got to look at with Kyle Hamilton is just his media, his interviews. I think I sent something to Luke overnight.
We're going to say that. We're going to say that for tomorrow.
Oh, my bad. But
we're going to save it.
He's a complete package. You got to love his play on the field. So, yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow. My fault, man. My fault.
You good. I just want that's why I put up. We're going to save it for tomorrow. I want you here because you're fine. One Pride 40 says, what defensive players should we avoid like the plague? Dante Hightower.
He a free agent?
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
No more. He ain't talking about
Patriots.
draft.
Yeah. Patriots.
No. If he talking about draft, then Thibodeau for sure.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't know. He didn't say. If you're talking about draft, I'm definitely staying away from Thibodeau. I feel like he got the highest ceiling for bust, in my opinion. Anthony
Yeah, I
says
would've
avoid
drafted him.
Stingley. He says Stingley avoid him like the plague. I don't want no cornerbacks.
Bro, why is he still talked about to be like the 3rd overall pick?
Who's that? Hamilton?
No, Stingley.
I've been seeing most people peg Hamilton at that 3rd.
No. Well, I just see like all the mock analysts or whatever from ESPN should still have that guy as like a top 3, top 4 pick.
It's from his freshman year.
Yeah, no, so I'm saying like,
that.
it's like to be fair, I haven't watched him. Has he still been good his last 2 or even this
No,
year?
I think he was out with an injury.
And this year was like his worst year. I think he only had 6 sacks, 6, 5. He was
Stingley? He a corner.
no. Oh, I just talking about
he had, you know what?
Thibodeau.
Stingley had a really good year. That 1 year where
his
Joe Burrow was
freshman
His
that
freshman year.
and that's because of I think who was on that defense as a whole. But after that,
Yeah, that whole team got drafted.
exactly.
I just saw a buffed up.
Just
Slater
Adrian
Bears.
says if we pass on Hamilton, Petrie, safety from the Baylor Bears, is a great alternative.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you can have Precious or you can have I don't know.
Who's
Who's
that guy from Alabama?
Alabama, the safety battles.
Yeah.
He's going back to college.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna like my field study on him. We're gonna leave that one alone for right now too.
So Petrie or Alabama safety.
Looney Tunes says Cincinnati should have used Joe Mixon more, in my opinion. Anybody watching that game should knew that. Putting Stafford in constant 3rd and long situation is exactly how the Bengals were able to take that lead. Wrong, not true. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not knocking him. I just think his view is a little slanted. So if you look at the 3rd and long, they had a delayed game, right? They had that delayed game. That was one of the reasons they had a 3rd and long. And then another one was like a short pass that he got tackled for no gain. But yeah, let's be honest. The reason they had the 3rd and long in the first place is because either one, the guy got sacked or they got a penalty, and it wasn't even called a lot of penalties in the game, which is shocking. But most of the time, either he got sacked or he got a penalty, or it was like a play where they used a tackle for a loss. And so the reality is this: if you watch that game, nobody said they won the game because of the rushing attack. Because now you're talking about the Super Bowl. Versus talking about the playoffs. And I said the playoffs. When you look in the playoffs through the months of November, December, and all the way into the playoffs, you need to run the ball. You will be more successful in that regard. In the case of the Super Bowl, there's a few anomalies that happen where because they could not run the ball, it allowed for the Bengals to hang around. But if they could have ran the ball, that game would have been well over before halftime. And that's just facts.
Bunch of quick 3 and outs.
Sewell was more raw than Slater. Sewell can still end up being the best. I still like the Slater better, but I'm not mad at Sewell. Like I had it as a 1A, 1B type.
Sewell or Slater. One can play both right and left tackle. Can Slater say the same?
He play all 5 of them. He play guard. He play center. He play both tackles. Slater is a different beast. But the difference between Slater and Sewell is, to me, like I said, that's why I wanted Slater, because he can play all 5 of them. But I'm not mad at Sewell at all. Quarterback, yes. If Ryder is in the 3rd round or can get maybe a quarterback, O'Connell, Purdue, or Skylar Thompson, quarterback from Kansas State, 6th or 7th round draft. I just don't think, to get back to our question, I just don't think that we should take a quarterback this year. I just don't. I'm so hell bent on getting as many defensive players as possible and maybe 1 to 2 offensive players.
Yeah, we got Tim Boyd.
Oh no! Stop.
That's the only reason what I was going to say. I mean, if you get a fit for 6th round quarterback to replace Boyle, I don't think I'm going to complain too much. But if you take Malik Willis or someone high, then I'm going to trust the process. I'm not going to get mad. If you see something in him, develop him. See what you can do.
Bro, Tim Boyle threw the worst interception against the Falcons.
Now that was stupid. 3 people are right there. Nah, that pissed me off.
Again, keep in mind that those type of things happen. SpeakEZ says, I love Adam, but he was dead wrong on state. He was wrong about Sewell. I think he'll be wrong about this. I think if they take the only thing that can derail Hamilton is injury. That's it.
Yeah.
And that can derail any player.
Mhm.
But when you're talking about having immediate impact for a need, we need a safety. Like bad.
Well,
I don't know
we
how you
signed
pass up
Tracy
on the guy.
Walker. If we lose him, we have another hole.
But this is the thing with Kyle Hamilton though. Okay, a lot of people was big. I know people might disagree, going to hate me for this, but a lot of people was big on Okuda, right? When
No.
Okuda
I wasn't.
came,
People were. People were high on Okuda. We weren't, but yeah.
Here, let me take that night back in 2019. It went something like this.
Yeah. Listen, all I did was laugh. I literally just laughed. Was like, all right, that happened.
Who wanted Okuda, Bob Quinn or Matt Patricia?
I'm gonna try this again. Joe Louis Johnson says the Lions not going to be in a position to draft a quarterback next year. So yes, draft a quarterback, sit him behind cough, cough, Malik Willis. Plus, I can't believe the Lions is going to be in the top 10.
He don't believe it.
He don't believe.
I mean, you don't know.
I mean,
I don't think they're going to be in the top 10 of picks next year.
I mean, they can trade up to get one. You got 2 firsts next year, and if they
first.
really want, they can trade another one. Like
you got 2 firsts. You still got Goff, who you can get something out of. He's got capital. Don't get it twisted. He's worth at least a third or fourth or something.
Yeah,
so you got options.
Yeah, he's not even 30 yet. Somebody's gonna want him.
We need D-line and edge, in my opinion, first. I would love for us to take a D-line player if we didn't have so many of them, and I wouldn't mind taking the edge if it was one there that was legitimate for us to take.
It was like a Myles Garrett. Shit, I take that in a heartbeat.
All right, I tell you what. If you want to edge so bad, are you okay with them taking George Karlaftis second overall? Which I would be okay with. I think he's the best DN in this draft or best edge rusher. Are you okay with that, Go Lions? And if you say no, then we got problems.
Luke is speaking blasphemy. Everybody, I apologize for Luke speaking blasphemy. Y'all. So
here we go.
I think we should take only Michigan players this year. Take them all.
Exactly. I love
the whole Michigan roster. Daxton Hill, Hutchinson.
Love that idea.
I don't know if they got receivers coming out. Backup tight ends.
Hell, take Jim
all the
Harbaugh.
old line. Yeah, draft Jim Harbaugh.
Bring in
But
draft their towel boy.
I want to ask everybody on the panel this question. Because I've been hearing this rumor going around. Do y'all think we should trade for Kyler Murray?
Nah.
You know what? I gotta just.
I don't think
I
don't think he'd want to come here.
I gotta do it. First of all,
here we go.
Why? Here we go. Wait a damn white why are we doing this? Listen,
I didn't say. I ain't saying.
You're gonna make me flick another bottle, man.
He already listen. Hold on. I'm over the diva quarterback. He's emotionally damaged at this point. I'm straight. I don't have time for this.
Yeah,
he don't want to take no. He don't want to take no blame. All they said is he's not as mature as they would like him to be as a leader in their locker room. What's wrong with that criticism?
That's called a finger pointer, but yeah.
Yeah, he transferred schools as a starter. I don't get that either. Like, how do you?
Like, come on, bro.
I never figured him out. I never figured him out either.
I mean, right there, but that's saying he not mature. You kind of showing him on the bus right there a little bit. You kind of showing him on the bus.
I'm just saying.
Would anybody like Carson Wentz?
No.
Nah.
He's damaged goods at this point.
We're trending younger. So yeah, we need a youth movement. We haven't had a youth movement in a minute. So I like the fact that we're getting younger, but I can't see drafting a quarterback this year. I'd rather have one side of the ball like completely dialed in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Then we can worry about the specialty positions such as quarterback. Goff is good. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or anything, but he's a serviceable quarterback. But if we are able to get our defense dialed in, and then we go look for those, then we're able to trade draft picks and kind of build that up. I'll be happy with that.
Now, Go Lion says that's who I like. Do a trade with the Giants, get their pick, and take George Karlaftis. If that happens, then you don't hear not one single peep out of me. I mean, because at that point, you're probably losing out on Hamilton anyway, and you still ended up with George Karlaftis, who I think can give you more. And now you're going to basically do what I think they should do, which is put George Karlaftis at one edge rusher and then move my mans all around and Barnes and reunite them because it feels so good. They could be Ebony and Ivory. I'll take it all day. So I'm good. I'm good. All right, people. A brother got to get ready to get something to eat because he took some medicine and it is not working with him right now. If the bottle say take with food, please do so.
Take some copium.
I listen. The hopium do run strong in this one, but no, this is a damn what they call this, vitamin D. This got my stomach on fire. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this? I should have said take with food. I just was like, it's vitamin. I'll be all right.
Man, you need to get Tums or something, man. Hold on.
All right. Troy says, how are we going to do a rebuild and not have the most important piece to a rebuild? Doesn't make sense. We need a quarterback ASAP.
Plug and play him.
Yeah.
Look, hold on, wait. The Kansas City Chiefs did a similar thing where they did, and not even the Kansas City Chiefs. I can go to the what is their name? The Dallas Cowboys. Before they had Dak Prescott, they had already had everything else in line and ready to rock and roll. So it worked for them. And even when you go through and you look at people like Aaron Rodgers, I think he sat for the first 3 or 4 seasons or something like that behind Brett Favre, who Brett Favre literally told, I'm not here to help you with nothing. You're going to have to learn this on your own, Rook. So, I mean, you can do it a lot of different ways, and I get it, but we've already tried it the way of getting the quarterback first and then trying to build around said quarterback. We've never tried it the way of building said team and plugging quarterback. Let's try that way for once.
Like I said, here's the question. Any of these quarterbacks, do you really, really think Malik Willis is going to beat out Jared Goff? Do you really think Kenny Pickett is going to beat out Jared Goff?
I don't think that they're looking at the beat out, though, Crimson. I think they're looking at it like as a guy who can sit and learn. But my thing is, I don't care if they're sitting and learn. I care if the pick is right. If he's going to be here 12 seasons or more. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody who can be competent enough to be here 12 seasons or more and get the job done. I'm taking quarterbacks pose the highest risk of bust and setting the franchise back if you get them wrong.
Especially if you're taking number 2.
This is very true. What I need is, and what I mean by this is, if he can't be any better than the QB we just had in Goff, then what was the point of us taking him at number 2 or 2nd overall or 32nd overall in the first? What's the point? It's just a waste of a pick. There's someone you could have got that could have been an impact. Someone that was much safer than a quarterback. Because quarterbacks, most of the time, what do they do in the NFL? Bust.
And then if you look at it like this, look at the quarterback the Texans drafted last year. What's his name? Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
He was drafted in the 5th, 6th round?
3rd round.
And he looked like he probably got potential to be a good player, not a great, but a good player to take a team to the playoff. They probably get the right talent around them and stuff. So you don't have to draft a quarterback in the 1st round to get a good quarterback. That's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people always think you got to draft a quarterback in the top 10 or the top 32. You don't have to do that. You can draft them anywhere and get a good quarterback.
Joey 2 times says again, it's been proven that run success does not correlate to play action success. This isn't an opinion, it's a fact. You don't need to be a good running team to be a good play action pass team. I mean, I see what he means. Because I can think of teams who have not necessarily been really super good at running the ball. But I've also seen the other part of it where because they wasn't good running the ball, they just disregarded the play action, i.e. the Detroit Lions. Every time we called it, they ran right to him.
Linebackers ain't biting on nothing. They just standing there.
Yeah, it's no threat back there. I get what he's saying, but I seen too many times, and it happened too with the Packers this past playoffs. Jones wasn't getting going, and they called a play action, and A-Rod took a sack. They was like, oh, fuck, they ain't not running the ball here. So I get what you're saying.
Play action with Zach Center.
You know, I mean, like, it's the threat of it does matter in my opinion, but I think in this case 2 things can be right, and I think he got a point. But like I said, from what I've seen happen to the Lions and most recently what happened to the Packers, who attempted to run play action, nobody bid on it. And I think that one touchdown, I could be wrong, that one touchdown that Cooper Kupp got early on was off a play action. And if I'm not mistaken, the touchdown pass that Joe Mixon got, they respected the run so much that that's why he's able to throw it over the top behind him. So, you know what I'm saying? I get it. All right, people, it's that time. Final thoughts. I'm going to go down the list on who came in here. Obviously, co-host, you still with me? Ramo.
Nope, he ain't here no more.
All right, he might be doing something. All right. Gunner, you came in first. I'm going to work my way from you on back down. Sir, what are your final thoughts for the people?
Trust Brad Holmes' playbook no matter – well, I was going to say no matter what he do, but if he drafts Stingley, I might have to drive back up there. And I might have to see him in his office. But other than that, trust the playbook. I believe that they are building a good team. And this whole draft quarterback this year, we can build a whole ass team and plug and play a quarterback class like Kansas City did. They had a good QB in Alex Smith, and then just were able to just plug and play Mahomes, and he did great. So I think we can do something similar if there is a good quarterback coming out next year. Although I don't trust Ohio State and Bama quarterbacks. I know it's the first 2 people are going to point out too.
Okay. Okay. To my next person who's giving the final thought who came in, which I'm pretty sure was my man's Don 19, who surprisingly has not put them paws on StreamYard. Go ahead, brother. What do you have for your final thought?
Listen. Them paws is reserved for Rico Beard in 97 on the ticket. But yeah, trust Brad Holmes. It was good seeing Matthew Stafford let loose, bro. Like, did y'all see him speaking at the parade?
Did I see who?
Matthew Stafford speak at the parade.
I'm not even willing to talk about him no more, and the reason for it is because I've come to the conclusion that no matter what he was going to do, the people who didn't like him were still going to not like him, and the people who loved him were still going to love him. So I don't care what he did. I don't, all the assumptions and everything. It didn't matter because the haters was going to still hate him no matter what he did, and the people who love him was going to love him no matter what he did. So it don't matter. But that's your final thought.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody on the panel talking, giving a platform. It was good talking to y'all again.
Hey.
See y'all soon during the combine and the draft and free agency.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you for coming in and being a support to the channel. The next person who came in after you was Crimson Shadow. What up, though? Give me your final thought, man.
My final thoughts is if I keep looking up draft boards, I'm gonna be an alcoholic real soon because I'm looking at this one off of Walter Football right now, and they have us taking Drake London at 2. Oh my God, if that is not the most that is the most Matt Millen thing. It says that we're probably gonna try to get Malik Willis later on. Like, this is driving me nuts. But all I can say is, look, we're not professionals, all right? That's up to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Whatever they draft, we gotta trust it, okay? We're not professionals. Leave it to them. Seriously, Lions fans, after Stafford winning the Super Bowl, I don't think we can judge anymore. So
Agree. Shout out to my man Anthony from Royal Lions UK who says, keep fighting the good fight against Michigan propaganda, Luke. I'm trying, but you see they strong as hell. They like little bitty nets. They just it's hard to get rid of them, It is what it is. Let me just address this one. Joy says, I'm not making this up. Laugh out loud. The research has been done by many people highly qualified to do so. No, it's not. So, okay. it's funny when people say this. The research has been done by people qualified to do so. But and I know they say men lie, women lie, numbers don't, but they do, and they lie all the damn time. In fact, most of the stats that you look at with these quarterbacks are not real. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched Patrick Mahomes throw a short pass to Tyreek Hill, and it goes freaking 75, 80, 60 yards and stuff like that. He didn't get those yards, but it somehow would contribute to him because he threw the ball. The other guy caught it. So numbers will lie and be misleading. The problem is what you are failing to realize is you're not understanding that there's two sides to a coin. There are two sides to the coin, but it's still a coin. So if I flip it on tails, it's still a quarter. I put it on heads, it's still a quarter, and so forth and so on, and whatever the quarter, the like coin amount is. But the reality is this. There have been games where it's been proven that because they were willing to continue to run, even though they were not having success, it did correlate into them doing things like play action where it actually worked. But when you had teams who were not running at all, or who would run the ball like the Lions would 9 to 10 times a game, and then be calling 20 to 30 play actions, nobody's afraid of the running backs. Nobody's afraid of that run game. There's no threat of it. And where there's no threat, there's no need for me to be concerned. I'll pass rush my way to the quarterback, and if the run comes, I'll get it then. That's the difference that I think that's a little bit. I think two things can be true. I do get your point of view, but I also understand that those numbers that these quote-unquote qualified people, because Mel Kiper is supposed to be quote-unquote qualified, and all these other draft aspirants are supposed to be qualified. All these people on there talking, including myself, are supposed to be quote-unquote qualified. But the truth is this. If you look at it outside the bubble of just the numbers, it doesn't work like that. In fact, you can even go back as far as even to John Elway's days. He did all that play action with all them other running backs, and they took a beating. It wasn't until he got Terrell Davis and he had a person who was a threat, a legitimate threat, and the fact that they were willing to run the ball, that you saw differences in it. But I get what you're saying. If you go by the hard numbers alone, then that's your fact. But the reality is I kind of look a little bit deeper. I just wanted to put that out there. Not saying that you're wrong, and I'm not saying that you're right, but I'm saying that two things can be right because they're basically the same coin. Next up on that list that came into the building with my man Malik Mills. What do you have for your final thoughts, sir?
My final thoughts. First, let me say it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Second,
Buckeyes better.
And then I just want to say, thank you for letting me on the show. This week kind of been a little rough week, and every time you come on YouTube and talk football, you just put a brightness in everyone's day. And I just hope the Lions do the right thing and don't follow their ancestors, their predecessors. Just do the right thing and get the players that we need to in 2022 be a winning team. And thank you, Lee.
Hey man, listen, I appreciate you. My ultimate goal was to come on here and talk sports with people who just want to talk sports and hear it about their team. And whether I did it with one other person or 5 million people, I wanted that group of people. I wanted us to be represented and have somebody that gives you an opportunity to come on and speak your truth and speak your views about the team. And so for that, that's what I was about. That's what I'm gonna continue to be about, and that's why I appreciate when y'all come in and talk, and I let y'all do y'all thing. I have fun with it, even though you came in choosing violence today. Lions Rumble, brother, my co-host who found a way to still jump on the show, even though he had to work. What do you have for your final thoughts?
Yeah, man, I like all you guys today, man. I appreciate you guys for interacting with us and bouncing your ideas off, man. I love this platform. And my final thoughts are this, man. Can we just agree that we have a GM who can get the most out of the draft? Regardless who we draft, there has to be a reason behind his method of madness. We all want a winning product out there in the field. So let's just stay the ship, stay the course, and enjoy this process, man. We all have all of our own mock drafts that we came up with and that we value and that we trust, just based off our own opinions. But I think this time around, it's looking like it's taking a good shape. So my final thoughts are, yeah, man, let's just all agree that we have a GM, and let's enjoy this, man. Let's stay tapped in and dialed in, and yeah, hold each other, hold them accountable as well, man. Moving forward, but yeah, let's just enjoy this.
Joey Tutas says, laugh and says, statisticians aren't qualified. Fuck no. That's why you play the game. They've been using analytics, and that's why they're losing the game. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but all these people who are going with statisticians and stuff like that, it does not tell the whole story. It's a good way to get information, but it does not tell the whole story. And what makes them qualified are people who actually do the things. Like, I'm not saying that those who can't teach, but I'm just being honest. You don't go into dentist offices telling them that, yeah, it's not my molar whatever number, it's my wisdom tooth. See, you don't do stuff like that. You tend to take those things a little bit more because it requires more. But in mathematics, math can only account for the numbers, and the numbers, I'm telling you, are already misleading because you can throw a ball 5 yards, or you can do a little short, pitch pass, and that's considered a play. So yeah, I'm not buying into that. I don't subscribe to those types of things. And if you do, more power to you. It says no, there are not two sides, two facts. See, there are facts. Let me go back. I've been praying this. I heard this quote a long time ago that said, God, I'm sure I'll mess this up. Facts are the enemy to truth. The truth is one thing. A fact does not necessarily make it the whole truth. It's a side of it. But I don't want to knock your view. I just think that we share different views. It is what it is. All right, here's my final thought. I like to end it on a high note, people. Today's positive quote comes from me. It is very simple. Have you took the time to say hi? I know this is something simple. It's so simple. It's so crazy, but it's so simple. Have you took the time to say hi? And I'm not talking about to other people. I'm talking about to yourself. I mean, just think about it. Just simply wake up one day and say hi. You're going to have a moment of silence. You're going to feel weird. You're going to feel strange. But after a few days of you telling yourself hi every morning, you know what that does? It tells your brain and your body that you matter, that you have place in this planet, that you have purpose. That simple affirmation of hi lets it be known that I'm still here. I'm still here. And when you get the opportunity to acknowledge that you are still here, hold on to it. Protect your peace. Do not relinquish it to anything or anyone. No matter how bad the day is going, somebody else's day being bad is their problem. It's not yours. You are too busy living in the moment of saying hi. You are too busy living in the moment of saying, I'm here, I exist. Do not get yourself caught up in other people's problems. That's their problem. It's not yours. Now, when they bring it to your doorstep because they need help, you can make it your problem. But even you got to still say hi to them. And if you think about it, whenever you meet somebody, you often say, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Hello, and things like that to other people. Why not say it to yourself? Why not affirm yourself? But at the end of the day, if you can't find the energy to do none of that, if you can't find the energy to protect your peace, if you can't find the energy to tell yourself hi, at least tell yourself, I love you, in the mirror. Because nothing do more to the soul and the spirit and the body than simply knowing that if nobody else do, I do. The man in the mirror do. The man in the mirror is the one who's going to make it happen today. One of my favorite poems is Invictus. And one of my favorite parts is where he says, I am the captain of my fate, the master. I'm the captain of the ship of my fate, the master of my soul. And the part of being the captain The part of being in control of what happens is what moves me to being better. So before you get to a point where you're just sitting there, get to the point where you're successful. And if you don't do that, just love yourself. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. And for the last time, Pro Football Focus ain't got no place here. The football players don't respect it, and anybody who ever played football don't respect it because they know it's a bunch of baloney and hogwash. We out.